Was the worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance in Business, Mindset, Wellness, and Success to help you master disruption.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
Reinvention is the root of his Be Your Best daily philosophy and his personal story. After more than 15 years of building a successful career as a music industry executive, Kuti Mack built a new career that aligned more closely with his life's personal mission and his story. He likes helping others, and he's an internationally recognized fitness expert, a sought-after personal trainer and nutritionist, and creator of the 6-week Super You program. Kuti Mack, welcome.
How are you?
So nice to meet you. Look at all those gold records behind you.
Couple platinum ones too.
Oh my God. Well, let's jump in with your story a little bit. Who were some of the artists that you were working with?
Oh my God. I've worked with a lot. I'll start like at the very beginning. I was an intern for Arista Records, and that was Clive Davis's esteemed label. So we're talking like, the Whitney Houstons of the world,
Oh my
and the
gosh.
Tony Braxtons of the world, God bless the dead. And through that association, I got with Bad Boy Records, which was, Sean P. Diddy Combs,
Oh,
Puffy,
wow.
called him. So that was like Notorious Big, the greatest rapper of all time. It's Faith Evans, Carl Thomas, my man, 112. Black Rob, Shine. Oh man, the list goes on. I worked with Barry White. That was probably when I worked with Barry White.
Barry White? Can you do the Barry White voice?
Barry White was my very first tour, and
oh my gosh, I love music.
Yeah,
I absolutely love.
Music is amazing. Yeah,
I love it's like the soundtrack of our lives, and I want to jump right into the topic. So thanks for sharing that with us. What is a superfood that can make us unstoppable?
A superfood that can make us unstoppable, I would say, is water. People don't think about it as a superfood, but water is the primary, is our primary, next to oxygen. Water is the next most important thing you can consume. If you stop drinking water, there it is. If you stop drinking water, you get dehydrated, things get really critical really fast. You could do without food for a couple of days. People do it all the time. People fast for religious reasons or even fitness reasons, but you stop drinking water. You stop drinking water for a day or 2 or 3, and things are going to go critically wrong really fast.
Well, thank you for that answer. I'm a big believer in hydrating. I usually have my clients line up all their water bottles that they have to commit to drinking. So I love it that you started with water. It's just, that's a great way to look at it as a superfood. And I love these super things like SuperMoves and superfoods. So let's jump in with question number 2. Which supermove do you recommend to help our audience accomplish more?
So the super move that would accomplish more, and I'm going to take sort of a detour. The reason why I like to use the word super is because super means above. It's you can do anything, you can do a bunch of things, but when you do something in a superlative manner, you get there fast, you get there efficiently, you get there to the best and the highest quality of whatever that thing is. And I'm going to tell you the biggest super move, which even I am still working on getting better at. So I haven't perfected this, folks. I'm telling you, but this is the one super move that is actually one of the most important of all the moves you can make. Adequate sleep.
Wow.
All the exercising in the world, all the nutrition in the world, we tend to think that when we're lifting weights or running, that's when we're changing our body. That's when fat is being burned, and that's when muscles are being built. Nah, it all happens when you go to sleep. If you think about it, when you're exercising, right? If you're in the middle of an exercise, then you do whatever, your 60 seconds or your 12 reps, and you get super tired. If you stop and you take a break, right? And then you come back and do another set. And when you come back to do that next set, what you couldn't do all of a minute ago, you can do again, right? So you're doing, 10, 9, 11, 12, 13, boom, you rest for 60 seconds. And what you could not do just 60 seconds ago, now you're doing again 13 or 14 or 15 times, right? Now that's just 1 minute of recovery. Can you imagine what your body does when it has 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of recovery? And really, I said water was the most important superfood. Water is the most important superfood because you have the option to get it. The one superfood that that's not really optional is oxygen. Yeah. Breathing. Right. You stop breathing for 3-4 minutes, it's a wrap. That's it. You go to sleep. When you go to sleep, what do you do more than anything else? You breathe. Yeah. You breathe deep. And all the signals and all the input that you've given your body over the course of the day, especially nutritionally and secondarily physically, and then maybe even third, mentally, all that stuff starts to take root and take hold and find its place and rearrange while you are sleeping. So adequate sleep is probably the super move that if you knock that thing down, everything else starts to fall in line a lot better. I love it that you talk about the importance of rest and hydration so that we can repair and rebuild. And as a woman, let me tell you, hormonally, we're just batshit crazy if we don't get enough sleep. So we need to balance our hormones by getting adequate rest too. Isn't that true? Don't exempt men from that either. We all need sleep. And it's become such a crazy badge of honor to not sleep and just hustle. The hustle culture. I was a card-carrying member up until the COVID era, to be honest. I probably averaged for more than a decade plus, maybe even 2 decades, 3 hours of sleep. Oh my gosh. Now, here's the crazy part if you think about it from this perspective. So someone said this to me, so it wasn't my idea, but it's absolutely correct. You know, if you buy like a new car, you'll get like a 5-year, 60,000 mile warranty on this car. Right. Meaning that they expect the average person to drive about 12,000 miles a year. Now, you could drive 12,000 miles a year, or you could be somebody like me that drives all the time, or at least used to, and you could drive 20,000 miles a year, and your car's warranty is up 3 years into the lifespan that was expected to be 5 years, right? Right. Sleep is the same way. So for instance, if you think about it mathematically, typically every human being should sleep anywhere from about 5, 6 to 8 hours. Let's just call it 8 hours. Let's say it's supreme, you get 8 hours. I've never done it, but let's just say 8 hours. It's a dream. Right? It's the dream. That means you have 16 hours a day as a human being, right? Because 8 hours you should be sleeping. Exactly. Now let's use me as an example. If I'm up 21 hours of the day and only sleep 3, it means that my week from a human miles perspective, my week is about 10 days long. That's crazy. Do you follow me right now? Yeah. My week is like 10 days long. So I'm only sleeping 3 hours a night. So my warranty, if my life expectancy is supposed to be here and I'm getting all those miles done down here, something needs to be fixed, or no matter how good all this looks, I'm about to check out. Oh my gosh. I love that you approach this from a longevity standpoint, because so many people would argue that they can get more done, but at what cost? If you're just not going to live as longer, you're not going to have the health and the quality and the abundant energy that you need to run a company, lead a company. I think, let's all take away that badge of honor of not sleeping and give your body the respect, repair, rebuilding, and recovery that it actually needs so that we can be happier and functional. Exactly. SuperFact. Think about it. How many times have you been up burning the midnight oil? I know I've done this, and I'm just trying to add something as simple as 2 + 2 in my checkbook. 2 + 2, 2 + 2, 2 + 2, and I cannot get it right. I cannot nail it, and then I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. When I look at it, it's like, oh, it's 4. There you go. It's like, where's my keys? Where's my phone? Where's my stuff? Becomes less problematic when I get sleep too. You get some rest. Rest is so crucial. So crucial. That is the super move. And I want to jump into another question for you too about productivity, because I know for my audience, it's so important. So what are the super facts that might be stopping us from being productive, and how can we fix it? So I have something that I call the BYBD bedtime blueprint. And what it is it's a methodology that I actually just started implementing not too long ago, but it's worked wonders. It's allowed me to sleep well at night, which we just talked about. It's
Right.
allowed me to close the door on the day that was, and it allows me to set the table for the day that's ahead, which is going to make you by default be more productive. Okay.
Right.
So what you do is you take about 10 minutes before you go to sleep, and you look at and you line up your goals. Just
Right.
what do you have to do? Your to-do list.
Right.
And you line that thing up. I mean, everything you can think of, personal, professional, whatever it is, and put the most number one important goal. Some days it might be professional. Some days
Right.
it might be personal. But you want to line up whatever that number one thing is, that when you lay your head to rest the next evening, you'll be kicking yourself in the behind if you did not accomplish it. Put that at the top of the list. And I want you to, so once you, and then try your best to prioritize the rest if you can. But every night, at least look at your list and go, okay, what's the one thing I need to get done tomorrow? And then once you've thought about that, I want you to think about what you actually accomplished, that day. What was the one thing? Because once you get into this rhythm, you'll have set that one thing the night before, right? So when you say, okay, what was it, the one thing I said I was going to do yesterday that I did today? I accomplished that, pat on the back. Now, what's the thing that I want to do tomorrow? Boom, I've got that. And then what's something just really, really cool? What's something just so amazing, like me being on this podcast? What's something that's so amazing that happened to me today that I can just go to bed going, that was super cool? Think about those three things. And when you lay your head to go to bed, you're gonna be able to close your door on the day you just had. You're not worried about what you didn't accomplish because you've already reset what you're going to accomplish the next day. And then you wake up the next day ready to accomplish what you got to accomplish and be your best that day. So the BYBD bedtime blueprint, that's what you want to do. You want to just reset, refocus, refresh, and go.
I love it. I love that you're planning out your day for tomorrow the night before, and you're putting the number one thing first and brain dumping everything else. And I love the gratitude piece about what you did accomplish. And I love the systematic way that you're going from one day to another productive day to another productive day. So where can people find you? I love all your stuff. It's really awesome.
They can find me most quickly on Instagram at Kuti Mack. That's KUTIMACK. Just find me there, follow me there, and then DM me. Let me know that you found me here, and I'll give you something really cool, free consultation or something, just because you heard me here. And you can also find me online at bybdfitness.com. That's BYBD, Be Your Best Daily. Fitness.com. And that's like a hub for all of my communication, all of my social media, all that jazz. And I like what you mentioned about stacking the days up. That's what BYBD is all about. It's about being your best, not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Because here's the deal. If you're your best today, right? And you do that 7 times in a row, you've had the best week ever. You do that 4 times in a row, you've had the best month ever. You do that 12 months in a row, you've had the best year ever. You do that 10 years in a row, you've had the best decade ever, and so on and so forth. And let's say you trip up on day 3, start over. The day starts when you started, because technically the day started at midnight, right? But how many of us wake up at midnight? Most of us wake up at 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So the day starts when you started. So you can be your best daily at any point in time, as long as you start now and just focus on getting these next 24 hours correct. Because you don't know what you got tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen to me tomorrow, but I know right now that I'm representing myself to the fullest right here on your show. All
right. I love be your best daily. I just love that, because we're so hard on ourselves. So many times you feel like, oh, I messed up today. I'm a loser. I might as well just have this box of cookies. So your positive attitude is amazing. Thank you for being guest on Whole CEO.
Thanks for having me. Whole CEO is awesome.